Rahair. And Quad, you.
I only lost a limb. But
They wouldn't have. Eru here patched me.
no amount of healing will bring back.
I'm afraid you...
Free Rahair to the den. Lost the sunless hope. Seared corpse cylinder. Scorched sucker. Choked corpse tail hand and apple. You have reached your destination.
Well, both.
Course they locked it down.
Speak with Rahair. Rahair and Quad, who do you...
Old friends. Too crafty for their own good.
Imperial ruins like this always had some kind of a secret tunnel built in. There must be another way.
There is. But it'll take some acrobatics. Don't worry, I can manage. Come, down below.
You know what? If you don't stop fucking with my head.
Cauterized, right action, cauterized Cenobite. Child executioner. Child executioner. Corpse cylinder. Sucker. Sucker. Vigor 50%. Sucker. Vigor 79%. Vigor 99%. Right action button. To climb down. Right action button. Containers. Speak with Rahair. Rahair. And Quad, is this the...
Oh yes, but be on guard. There's no telling what's taken.
Find a way through the dark passageway with your ally. Ancient ruins. Bottom action button. Interact. Dark passageway. Tail hand and appos. S grasp. Bottom action button. Dreadful nang. Mirroring. Dreadful nang. Shattering nangar. Shattering nangar images. Ready. That skill is not ready. Dreadful nang. Nangar image. Sturdy blood. Sturdy blood. Heavy. Giant bag. Giant bag. That skill is not ready. Nangar skill. That skill is not ready. Giant bag. Giant bag. That's Nangari Slinker. Nangari Slinker. That skill is not ready. That skill is Nangari Magus. Nangari Magus. Minion. Nangari Slinker. Giant Nangari Slinker. Giant bag. Nangari Slinker. Character. Spirit 5/ ultimate. Resolute. Sustenance. Intricacy. Upon casting an ultimate skill, the last different potency, defensive, or focus skill you cast prior is reset and can be cast for free up to 1 times in the next 5 seconds. Not yet learned. Initiative. Casting an ultimate skill makes you unstoppable for 2 seconds. Intricacy. Upon casting an Supremacy. Any enemies you kill while an ultimate skill is active grants a stack of supremacy, each increasing your damage by 1%, up to 10%. Intricacy. Upon casting an ultimate skill, the last different potency, defensive, or focus skill you cast prior is reset and can be cast for free up to 1 times in the next 5 seconds. Not yet learned. Bottom action button. Learn. Resolute. Intricacy. Rank. Sustenance. Door. Nangari Slink. Nangari Slinker. X. Nangari Slinker. Nangari Slinker. Nangari Slinker. Nangari Slinker. Nangari Slinker. Nangari Slink. That skill is Nangari Slinker. Containers. Giant bat. Giant Nangari Slinker. Giant bat. Nangari Magus. Door. Bottom action button. Interact. Giant bat. That skill is not ready. Giant bat. Door. Bottom action button. Door. Shivering. Nangari. That skill is not ready. Nangari Slinker. Nangari Shivering. Nangari Slink. Thundering Nangari Magus. Nangari Slinker. Reward unlocked. Challenge. Reward. Knocker. Nangar. Giant chat. Nangari Stick. Nangari Slinker. Sturdy. Containers. Nangari Slinker. Nangari. That skill is not Nangari Shadow Bang. Alignment. Weapon rack. Nangari Slink. Nangari Slink. That skill is not ready. Containers. Wanderer. You have no... That. Upon reaching level 15 as a barbarian, you will be able to unlock your technique slot. Kaio Vashad. Abilities. Vigorous Ring. Magic Ring. Blood. Manglework. Rare Blade. Empyrean. Death. Leap. Adroit Strider's Tunic. Magic Chest Armor. Fiend. Power. Vigor. Distinct. Eviscerator and Apo. Imp Kickers. Rare Boots. Visceral Blaze. Rare Ring. Blood Crown. Strider and Vigorous Rift Ground. Proven Tunic. Kaio Vashad. Lamar Wilson 28, Melise 15. And LT, Law and G, Ziv, S, Blacksmith, Zivuk. Salvage, F, Salvage, Transmog unlocked. Blacksmith, Zivuk. Tempering, material cost. Temper item, 2 at affixes on 2. So, feet, leg, hands, ring. Leonine loop of pest, offensive, worldly finesse, natural finesse. Offensive. Material cost, attention, material cost. Temper item. Tempering. Leonine loop of SW, resource, worldly stability, gorilla efficiency, magic, 10 point, fitness efficiency, magic, +1 to gorilla efficiency, magic, worldly stability, magic, 6.0-8 point, resource, material cost, 10, 2, temper item. Tempering, tempered, Leonine loop of pestilence, blacksmith, Zivuk, tempering, material, two-handed, rune warden and apo, offensive, worldly finesse, natural finesse, offensive, material cost, attention, material cost, temper item. Tempering, temper complete, rune warden and apos, S scepter, legendary, blacksmith, Zivuk, blacksmith, Zivuk, tempering, worldly finesse, magic, natural finesse, offensive, mobility, offensive, worldly finesse, offense, item, 2 at affixes on 2, feet, two-handed, rune warden and apos, offense, weapons, elemental surge, elementals, gorilla augments, elemental surge night, magic, elemental surge day, magic, lucky hit, up to, weapons, material cost, Ting 11.
But you gotta put down this video game for a minute, bud. I'm gonna talk to you quite violently with a fucking iPhone.
Holy decree, bottom action button, SWB, Ting 11, Kraysha, jeweler, Kraysha, craft gems, enable, ship skull, gem, weapon, +2 life on kill, armor, +4.0% healing received, jewelry, +40 art, craft, ships, craft,
Which says what class you running and
ship
the line.
gem,
Come back
In
and
channel
see.
trade.
Sorter, left shoulder button, right shoulder button,
In channel
ship skull,
trade.
5, gem,
Photobomb
hand,
says,
head, ship
"Can
head,
you
ship chat,
and
ship
the
leg, ship
line?"
rig,
In channel
profile,
trade.
Kraysha,
Photobomb
jeweler,
says,
Kraysha,
"You
jeweler,
and the line."
Kraysha, craft gems,
Channel
disabled,
trade. Lemon
disabled,
grass says,
ruby, once
"Spirit
enabled, disabled,
UHHH and the line."
diamond, once
In
disabled,
channel
ship and
trade,
craft,
Nocturne
ship,
says,
ship, 56,
"Kill and the line."
disabled, ship craft, ship diamond, craft, craft, ship diamond, 7/7, directional pad up or down, material cost, 70/70, craft,
In channel trade, METHR says, I can't
Ship
piss
diamond.
off my cat. I like
character,
my cat.
left shoulder button,
and the
ship
line.
diamond, 2, ship 2,
In channel trade, Lemon
Zivuk,
Grass says,
blacksmith,
I'm from
bottom,
your
holy decree,
Springfield, Ohio,
SWBGD
and
10,
do not eat
left
domestic
shoulder button,
animals
right
at
SWBGD
best.
10,
End of line.
and LT and GT, left shoulder button, fret, alter, fret, Jinwa, dark passageway, bottom action button,
Well, fucking
interact,
please.
combat damage text is colored to mean different things, critical strike, overpower, and critical strike dark passageway, raw hair, thrust into the dark, left shoulder,
In channel trade,
hair,
Obama says,
Nangari
I
Slinker,
have the best. End of line.
raw hair, Nangari Spitter, raw hair, Captain Frederick Borgi, the sealed Captain Frederick Borgi, the confirmed knights of cauterized Cenobite,
This girl off
executioner,
there.
Max Spark, raw hair, room vent, sealed producer, cauterized Cenobite, cauterized room, shard executioner,
In channel trade, Predator says, that's not
Nangari Slinker, Rahe, Nangari Rahe, Nangari Skeleton, Nangari Slinker, Giant, Rahe, Skeleton Corpse Axe, Skeleton, Nangari Rahe, Skeleton, Rahe, Giant Head, Skeleton, Rahe, Skeleton, Nangari Shadow Fan, Rahe, Skeleton Archer, Skeleton, Wonder and Afros, S Glove, Skeleton captain. Nangari shadow sound. Nangari's skeleton. Nangari's night queen. Nangari's sleeper. Skeleton archer. Nangari rocket. Skeleton archer. Nangari's skitter. Skeleton. Nangari's laser. Nangari's shadow fan. Giant Nangar thunder ship giant Nangari's rocket Nangari's skitter. Skeleton. Nangari's skitter is not ready. Nangari Shibun Man Skeleton Raw Hair. Life 84%. Nangari Mage Shattering Nangari Magus. Nangari Slinker. Nangari Slinker. Nangari Slink. Giant Bat. Nangari Slinker. Skeleton. Nangari Thundering Nangari Magus. Elite. Life 70. Nangari Slinker. Skeleton Archer. Life 100%. Skeleton. Nangari Skeleton Tactic Raw Hair. Skeleton Force Skeleton Force Nangari Skitter. Nangari Skitter. Nangari Slinker. Nangari Slinker. Skeleton Archer. Skeleton Archer. Nangari skill is not ready. Nangari Skitter. Skeleton. Raw Hair. Nangari Skeleton. Nangari Shadow Band. Raw Hair. Giant Hero. Nangari Skeleton. Nangari Giant Bat, Raw Hair, Nangari Slink, Nangari Shadow Band. Nangari Shadow Band. Nangari Magus. Nangari Slinker. Skeleton, Nangari Skitter. Skeleton Force Axe. Nangari Slinker. Giant Skeleton. Skeleton. Raw Hair. Nangari Raw Hair. Nangari Shadow Band. Shadow Nangari Mage. Skeleton Archer. Skeleton Cast Raw Hair. Nangari Slinker. Nangari Slip. That skill is not ready. Giant Bat. Skeleton Force Axe. Skeleton Force Axe. Raw Hair. Skeleton. Raw Hair. Skeleton, Nangari Slink, Skeleton, Nangari Mage, Skeleton Archer, Skeleton Force Axe, Nangari Magus, Nangari Skitter, Nangari Slinker, Nangari Slinker, Skeleton Archer, Giant Bat, Nangari Slinker, Hero, Nangari Slinker, Giant Bat, Skeleton Captain, Giant Force Axe. Raw Hair. You are already at full life. Hero. Shrouded Exit. Net Hero. Kill Nangari Raw Hair. That skill is not ready. Raw Hair. That skill is not ready. Raw Hair. Hero. Skeleton. Skeleton. Raw Hair. Nangari Shadow Band. Skeleton Captain. Nangari Slinker. Nangari Slinker. Skeleton Raw Hair. Nangari Slinker. Nangari Magus. Nangari Slinker. Here, Raw Hair. Shrouded X, you have reached your destination. Raw Hair. Right shoulder button, thanks.
I appreciate that.
Raw Hair. The Den. Bottom action button. The Den. Ancestral items need 2 tempered affixes before. The Den. The Den. Wait, level 26. +1 skill. Parrot drop skip 5 / ultimate. The devout quest complete. The hunt. Resolution. Spiritual attunement. Your maximum vigor is increased by 10 while you have an ultimate skill equipped. Not yet learned. Supremacy. Any enemies you kill while an ultimate skill is active grants a stack of supremacy. Each. Sustenance. Intricacy. Rank 1/3. Intricacy. Rank. You cannot do that in this area. Stash. 100. Claw grip. Gloves. Claw grip. Wraith guard. Wraith. Rune die. Abilities. Rune. Eagle efficiency. Recipe learned. Eagle efficiency can now be used for tempering. You have Raw Hair. Raw Hair. And Quad. You and that.
My friend, this I cannot do. The knights know my name now. Better to keep them here than in the city, where they might go after my daughter or her father.
Aren't you your daughter's father?
Fajira is my... Look,
I'll onboard them.
years ago, I ran a
The den.
mercenary company
Waypoint.
out of this
Bottom
place.
action button. Unlock waypoint.
I had less to lose then. But now, the fight's been brutal.
Speak with Rahair.
And I think I'd be more used to you as a mercenary, a shield for hire, if you will, than a smith. Though there's a chance you'll get both out of me. And my name still carries weight. The other mercenaries will be more likely to return if I am here.
Left shoulder button.
We'll need their help, my friend. You will never regret hiring one of the
You cannot do that in this area.
to your service.
Rahair. Bottom action but and quad. Thank you, truly. But Don and Appos. T you need and quad. What?
It was a home, a headquarters, and a warehouse all in one for our little band of eccentrics back in the day. The Pale Hand couldn't afford anything nicer. The people who needed us most never had much coin to spend. We called it, but
And quad. Thank and quad.
Fajira will be in her father's good hands by now. He was once a member of the Pale Hand and understands my work with Lorath. This wouldn't be the first phase learned to smith blades, but not to...
And quad. Thank you. And quad.
Friend, your heart isn't... For now, my friends from those days.
Level 27. Character. Spirit 5 / Ultimates. Ultimates. Quest. Intricacy. Intricacy. Rank 3 / Initiative. A path laid in blood. New. Resolution. The hand remembers the... Rahair. Hire mercenary. Enlist reinforcement. Hire mercenary. Abilities. Valiance. Shield charge. Mercenary core. Mercenary unlocked. Ground slam. Mercenary core. Cooldown 11 seconds. Shield charge. Mercenary core. Reward unlocked. Challenge. Reward. Secret. Haven. Player titles. Ground slam. Mercenary core. Cooldown. Reward unlocked. Challenge. Shield charge. Rank 1 / Shield charge. Rank 1. Left action button. Tire 2 reward. Plus mercenary. Tire 1 reward. Plus mercenaries 5 / Ultimate skill. The Devourer. Spirit Hall. Centipede. Hitting an enemy with a centipede skill reduces their damage by 100 and Wraith Guard. Rare chest arm. Archive of Kuochos and Quat. I hold myself accountable for my son and Appos. S curse. He will never be a nameless mystery. New. Brutal note. The head of a Dry Steps cannibal is mounted upon this stake. A note pinned to the stake with a knife reads, Temple of Rot. Revenge. Maybe I and Appos. Lines be back. Dawn and Appos. T touch the meat. Slayer and Appos. S ret. Mud and Quat. Rahair. My quarry and Appos. S trail leads into the fence. Muddy letter. Bottom act. Guild coffers. Rings and amulets. New stock delivery. 41:47. Buyback. Guild coffer. Rings and amulets. New stock deal 104, 100, 100, 100, 100, 118,568 gold. Rahair. Shield and quad. Do you recognize this helm?
Recognize it. I made it. Crafted for an old ally. A bounty hunter named Subo. Barely a scratch on it. I don't think Subo knows about my recent injury. Would you consider assisting him in my place? Take the helm.
Dismiss mercenary. Enlist reinforcement. And quad. Who?
As I said, he's an old ally. You might find him to be, well, a bit of an acquired taste.
Dismiss mercenary. Enlist and quad.
I know what you know, so I don't really know.
Dismiss mercenary. Enlist and quad.
Subo's not much of a joiner. But
Dismiss mercenary. Enlist reinforcement. Reinforcements. Tailor each reinforcement by choosing a mercenary skill and setting an opportunity trigger to match your combat strategy. Ground slam. Mercenary core. Shield charge. Ground slam. Shield charge. Mercenary core. Cooldown. Shield charge. Assign an cast when the player cast when the player casts with cast when the player cast when the player casts scourge. Cast when the player casts the devourer. Bottom action button. Cast when the player is hit with cast when the player becomes injured. Cast when the player casts any skill in combat. Cast when the player becomes injured. Cast when the player is hit with a control impairing effect. Bottom action button. Apply. Cast when the player cast when the player casts the devourer. Cast when the player is hit with shield charge. Bottom action button. Reinforcement. Active. Rahair. Rank I. Rahair and Appos. Blacksmith. Rahair and Blacksmith. Rahair and Appos. S anvil. Tempering. Two-handed. Feet. Hands. Chest. Hands. Item. Left shoulder button. Right shoulder. Mounts are restricted in this. That skill is not ready. Player jungle. Bottom action button. Interact. The more a barbarian uses a particular weapon type, the more benefit they will gain from their expertise. Pale hand and appos, S-grass, the den. Bottom action button, hero, and quad, raw hero.
He's strong for having such a fresh wound. Though you recovered from yours, I might have helped a bit, sure, but not this much.
I don't know.
I guess none of us do. Come, let's find your
A
friend.
path laden blood. Speak with Uru outside mercenary hideout. Search for Nirel with Uru.
Let's start our search there.
Left shoulder. Campaign quest. A path laden blood. Search for Nirel. Bottom action button. Hop, hop. The sunless hold. Second. Cauterized port cylinder. That skill is port cylinder. Cauterized cenobite. Port cylinder. Containers. Shard executioner. Shard executioner. Port cylinder. Seer producer. Seer producer. Seer port cylinder. Seer producer. Seer producer. Port cylinder. That skill is not ready. Over tail hand and appo. Containers. Overgrown stone. Bottom action button. Interact. The den. Bottom action button. Interact. The den. Player jungle. Bottom action button. Interact. That skill is not ready. The den. Waypoint unlocked. That skill is not ready. Raw hair. Hire mercenary. Mercenary. Shield charge. Rank 1/1. Left action. Tire 5 reward. 50 pale marks. Tire 2 reward. Plus shield charge. Raw hair. Shield charge. Rank 1/1. 5/ ultimate skill. Raw hair. Dismiss mercenary. Enlist. That skill is not ready. Player jungle. Bottom action button. Interact. You are fortified and take reduced damage as long. Pale hand and appos. The den. Bottom action button. Interact. A path laden blood. That skill is not the sunless hold. Cauterized cenobite. Scorched. Cauterized cenobite. Scorched. Quartz. Scorched. Cauterized cenobite. Cauterized. Shard execution. Shard executioner Philly. Scorched quicker. Fortified. 21% slash. Shard executioner Philly. Second. Stone guardian. Port cylinder. That skill is not. Second. Fortified. 35% slash. Shard execution. Shard executioner. Shield producer. Fortified. 66% slash. Sucker.
Not
Sucker.
ready.
Sucker. Pendulum port cylinder. Raw hair. Regular port cylinder fully. Fortified. 86% slash. Shield producer. Regular port cylinder fully. Moon blade. Raw hair. Pots. That skill is cauterized. Cauterized. Seer producer. Seer producer. Fully. Cauterized cenobite. Seer producer. Cauterized cenobite. Port cylinder. Port cylinder. Seer producer. Cauterized cenobite. Cauterized cenobite. Cauterized, port, that's kneeling, port, sucker, shivering, the sunless hold, holy, fodder, giant bag, holy later, giant bag,
Something the matter?
holy later,
No.
that skill, giant bag, holy later, that holy later, giant bag, convict, Shambling port, containers. That still requires a target. That still requires spider forest. Rockaway. Target. Rockaway. That still requires That still is not ready. Sucker. Field eagle. That skill is not ready. Field eagle. Raw hair. Field eagle. Raw hair. Death shore. Hatred Spire. Hatred Spire. Hatred Spire. Spider. Spider. Disregarded. Elite. Repeat remaining colors. Discarded satchel. Sucker. Discarded satchel. Bottom act blue. Discard and quad. Raw hair. Speak with Iru. Remains of the boatman. Bottom action button. Interact Iru. Bottom action and quad. Nirel was.
The docks are northwest up here.
Raw hair. Quest complete. A path laid in blood. A path laid in blood and quad. You look troubled.
This boatman died screaming. I hope your friend knows what she's doing.
Raw hair and quad.
Just following up.
Raw hair. Left shoulder. Campaign quest. Raw hair. Lighted bird. Shivered spider. Quilled eagle. Quilled eagle. Sucker. Spiderling. That skill requires a charge to use. 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 Player jungle. That skill requires a bloodthirsty pull later. Kuros. That skill requires a charge to use. Search Kuros docks Inda. That skill requires a charge to use. Waypoint unlocked. Kuros docks. Raw hair. Toe hill. Alchemist. Toe hill. Upgrade potion. You cannot craft that item. Inda. Bottom action button. Interact.
A wise man told her Inda's future is greater than mere...
Raw hair. Doomsayer. Bottom action button. Interact. Ikuyak and quad. Have you seen a young woman?
I saw her. 10 days.
Where?
Fisherman's home. Fisherman was choking. Covered in tar. Begging for help.
Raw hair.
Can't
Samad. Bottom action button. Interact. And quad. Have you seen a young woman? U-Hawk. Bottom action button. Interact. Raw hair. Investigate the clues 0. Hollow and Appos. Hollow Tish. The black eye core of the Hollow's coat. Hollow and Appo. Dead body. Pinned underneath the grizzly core. Hollow pieces of this Hollow and App. You cannot do that in this area. Speak with Iru.
What happened here? Did Nirel do this?
Enchantment
And
trade.
quad. I got
0LKIEN says, why does my
All I
spirit
found
look
was
like a
this
gay
page.
dancer and
Let me
divine?
see that. There's only one place.
Raw hair. Follow Iru.
This is the kidbin, child.
Doomsayer. Bottom action button. That skill is not ready.
In here,
You cannot do that in this area.
an archive of sorts.
Investigate the Madman and Appo. Dusty Tomes. A collection of dusty Madman and Appo's S archive. Bottom action button. Interact. Madman and Appo's S raw hair.
Enchantment
More
trade.
of that
But
house.
Daddy says,
Hollow corruption.
JRR
Hollow corruption.
and divine.
That skill is not ready. Ormus and Appo. This shattered flail hums with faint magic. Scribbled manuscript. Bottom at I-course. This page details Mephisto and Appo's S imprisonment beneath
BCS.
Scribbled man. This place was a sinking ship, and Ormus a rat hiding in its bilge. The fortified 64% slash. Fiery regurgitator, delete. Fiery regurgitator. Painted regurgitator, delete. Defoliator. Painted foliator, delete. Painted foliator, foliator. Rock water.
Trade.
Fortified 84% slash. Painted rock water. Painted rock water, delete. This skill is not ready. Speak with Iru. Iru. And quad. These books all meant.
Traveling call. Why?
I found her
To
note.
learn, and I'll not think.
We'll need help.
If we're lucky.
Lamison and Athos at level 28. Abilities. 5/Alt. Unknowing survive. Reaching through the. In quest. Intricacy. Initiative. Casting an ultimate skill makes you unstoppable for 2. Sustenance. Rank 1/. Sustenance. Fortified 43% slash. Ormus and Athos S staff. Bottom action button. Interact. Kuros docks. Bottom action button. Interact. Kuros docks. 19% slash. Madman and Appos S archive. Bottom action button. Interact. Left shoulder button. Bottom action campaign quest. Reach fortify 0% slash. Raw hair. Bottom action. That Doomsayer. Bottom action button. Interact. That skill requires a charge to use. Player jungle. That skill requires a charge to use. Left. That skill. Grapple. Grapple. Left. What play? That skill requires a charge to use. Spirit bloom. Sucker. Spirit. Sucker. Foliator. Quill eagle. Oh no. Foliator. Quill dread. That skill. Foliator. You have reached your Cressel's Wretchman.
Help me up.
Raw hair. Grapnel. Cressel's Wretchman. Grapnel. Cressel's Wretchman. Grapnel. Foliator. Fortified 21% slash. Pestilent. Vessels Rexton, delete. That skill is not ready. 41% slip, drive 89%. Present,
Thank you.
Destroy poison cauldron, 0 slip, poison cauldron.
This place was meant to be sacred, not a brew house for
Poison cauldron.
dregs.
Formulator. 65% slash. Player. Formulator. Super glue. Certified 90% slash. Iru. And quad. I am red.
Heni oiso hana. Vihacho akarat.
Who are you to ask such a boon of me?
You know me, Great One. I am Eru, Elder Spirit-born of Nahantu, faithful steward of the Spirit Realm, and ever your servant.
Rise, Eru.
We march on the...
Ah, my child. Your intent is pure, but to place yourself as a giver of salvation can only lead to disappointment and despair. Give her the strength to save her, but this much I will do, Eru. Wanderer. Sewuni Hu Pakik.
Life 100%. Raw hair. Speak with Iru.
You should consider yourself lucky. You've got less to prove than the average moon seeker. He's given us protection against the hollow rot. We'll never get a better chance than this. Meet me outside Travenkal.
Raw hair rank E. Options button. Left shoulder. Raw. A flickering light. Campaign quest. Raw hair. A flickering light. Speak with Iru near trick. Quest reaching through the veil. 3 Profit. Play. Grapnel. That skill requires a charge to play. Play. Mag. Pestilent. Shivering flesh cultivator. You have reached your destination. Raw hair. Containers. Iru. And cloth. What are you?
Swells abroad as far as the eye can see, and you're chomping at the bit. Slow down, friend. You may have...
Raw hair. Follow Iru. Containers. Shattering grapnel. Shattering grapnel. Delete. That skill is not ready. Grapnel. Pestilent. Shivering flesh cultivator. Delete. Life 100%. Pestilent. Ask you to start the ritual. Letter. Hatred infected spider hose. Hatred infected spider. Raw hair. Iru. And quad. What are...
I'll need to tend our connection to the spirit. Keep the flame lit, so to speak. The ritual might attract attention, so be ready. And watch my back. Pestilent. Infected spider. That skill is not ready. Oblivion and App. Foliator. Map Carter. Cool. And quad. This light will... So long as you stay...
Foliator. Languisher. Now, that skill is not ready. Languisher. That skill is not ready. Hollow abscess. Foliator. Mirror crusher. Mirroring succubus. That's new flesh crusher. Mirroring succubus. Defeat the ambush. Shivering crusher. 13. Cathedral 3. Abilities. Vigorous ring. 8 rift star. Rare ring. Array. Rare ring. 2 ancient clue. Rare amulet. Pentaforged seal of frosty strides. Legendary ancient clue. Commander and Appos S passage. Rare helm. 300 at Lord Exile. Rare vigorous ring. Magic ring. Leonine loop of pestle. Rift star. Hero lyre. Rare blade. 300 item power. Realm word and hero lyre. That skill is not ready. Coin later. Coin later. Coin later. Coin later. Coin later. Raw hair. Coin later. Coin later. Coin later. Raw hair. Coin later. Coin later. Raw hair. Defend and trade eagle. Right shoulder button. Thanks. Coin later. Hook infector. That skill is not ready. Regurgitator. Coin later. Coin later. Regurgitator. 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 Coin later. That skill is not infector. Infector. Coin later. 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 Pressure. That skill is not ready. Coin later. 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 Captain Pepper. Right 90%. Raw hair. Fiery succubus. Right 80%. Fiery succubus. Bully. Amulet. Amulet. Speech bully. Blue. And quad.
We need to spread this light across the city. One Scots at a time.
Raw hair. Like the ancient braziers with spirit fire. 0/3. Raw hair. Left shoulder button. Campaign quest. Raw hair. Coin later. Coin later. That skill is not ready. That skill is not ready. Coin later. Coin later. Coin later. Coin later. Coin later. Coin later.
Not
Coin later. 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 Right 93%. Regurgitator. Regurgitator. Raw head. Regurgitator. Ancient brazier. Bottom action but not noise. Coin later. Ancient brazier. Bottom action button. Coin later. Father. Sacred infected bones. Raw hair. Raw hair. Right action button. To climb up. Right action button. To climb down. Right action button. Right action button. To jump. Vial gun. That skill is not. Coin later. Flash rusher. Coin later. Vial gun. That's the lingering malice. Lingering malice. Bullies. Coin later. Father. Malice. Ancient brazier. Bottom action button. Interact. Coin later. Coin later. Coin later. That skill is not ready. Coin later. Rocket. That skill is flash rusher. Coin later. Flash rusher. Left shoulder button. Raw hair. That skill is not ready. Coin later. Coin later. Coin later. Flash rusher. Raw hair. Coin later. Coin later. Coin later. Coin later. Sacred infected bones. Sacred infected bones. Sacred infected bones. Sacred infected. Coin later. Coin later. Coin later. Coin later. Coin later. Coin later. That's only a golden. That's only a clutter. That's only a golden. Clutter. Minion. That's only a golden. Food. Malice. Coin later. Coin later. That skill is not ready. Right action button. Right action button. To jump. Raw hair. Coin later. One pusher. Flash rusher. Ancient pusher. Stop. Ancient brazier. Bottom action button. Interact. Use within the 3 lines of hate. Coin later. Raw hair. Coin later. That's the coin later. Coin later. Coin later. Coin later. Right action button. To climb up. Raw hair. That skill is not ready. Right action button. To climb down. Right action button. Pulling later. That skill is not pulling later. Pulling later. Pull. That skill is not ready. Speak with Uru. Uru. And Quack.
Brengos. Alos. Now she walks right into Travancal. Right into the old prison of the Lord of Hatred. Tell me the truth. Neirel's prisoner. Who is it?
Mephisto.
Well, doesn't matter.
Rawhair. 2. Level 29. Plot character. Skip 5 / ultimate skill shifted. The heart of it. Quest complete. Sustenance. Sustenance. The hunter. Hired mercenary. Active. Rawhair. Shield charge. Rawhair and Appos. S-guard. Rawhair grants you. Rawhair. Vanguard. Rawhair slows surrounding enemies by 40%. Vanguard. Shield charge. Current Rawhair rapport. Tier 2 reward. Plus mercenary skill point once. Type Vanguard. Hired mercenary. Interact. Pull later. Pull later. Flash rush. Pull later. Pull later. Let's do it. Biogen. Further. Continue. Further. That skill is not ready. Chest. Bottom action button. Interact. Pull you later. Pull you later. Further. Pull later. That skill is not ready. Pull you later. That skill is not ready. Flash rusher. Pull you later. Flash rusher. Pull you later. Pull you later. Pull you later. That pull later. Flash rusher. Shocking biofen. Life 92%. Shattering oppressor. Shocking biofen. Containers. Shocking biofen. Delete. Covenant. Starter's head. Hero. Containers. Biofen. Containers. Rawhead. Succubus. Flash rusher. Oppressor. Flash rusher. Oppressor. Pressure. Circular biofen. Flash rusher. That's the healing biofen. Two. Further. Flash rusher. Pull you later. Hero. Pull you later. That skill is not ready. Hero.
Oh, boy.
Flash pressure. That skill is not ready. Open the sealed door.
Jajam.
Okay, you gotta calm down.
Ral.
Oh,
What has Mephisto done to you?
We have each played a part in what has happened here. Friend, you told her you trusted her more than yourself to do what she thought was right. You abdicated your to this child, and she has already been poisoned by the stone. Going to war with me will only make her suffering worse. She will die before she surrenders. A wasteful outcome for both of us. How long do you think she can survive?
Survive the hollow assault. Product. Formulated. Formulator. Formulator. Formulated. 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 This is not product. Skill is not ready. Next skill is not ready. Life 82%. Life 71%. Life 82%. Life 99%.
Only she can unmake her prison. Seek Abulan, for he has strength to lend her.
Holy, come on.
Go! Into the portal!
Raw hair. Manual. Life healing potion upgrade unlocked. Speak with Uru outside Durans of Hate. Raw hair. Vast Starving Ravager and Apo. Hate. Touch and Rift. Exceptional gloves of Frosty Strides. Legendary. Starving Ravager and Apos. Esboni. Exceptional gloves of Frosty Strides. Legendary gloves. 347 item power. 28 armor. Starving Ravager and Apos. Esboni Web gauntlets. Exceptional gloves of Jaguar efficiency. Recipe learned. Exception Rift. Touch. Hatred and Apos. Esgrass. Touch and Blade. Exceptional gloves of Trading goal. Bottom action button. Interact. Raw hair. Trading goal. Bottom action button. Interact. Trading goal. Hero. Bottom action button. Interact. Character. Hatred and exceptional. Hero. And quad. That spirit.
Who else? Akarat. He was beautiful. I know. I think he's the reason Nerel is still holding on. Akarat said that Nerel needs Abulan. Go.
Fortified 39% slash. Level 30 to Kurost. New. Character. Spirit 5 rock. The heart of 5 slash ultimate skill shift the type. Resolution. Rank 1/3. Resolution. Resolution. Quest ultimate skill tired mercenary. Active. Raw hit. Vanguard. Crater. Crater. Mercenary iconic. Cooldown 22 seconds. Raw hair strikes the ground 3 times. Each goes 34 physical damage and provoke. Mercenary iconic. Cooldown, 25 seconds. Raw hair taunts enemies around you for provoke. Rank, provoke. Crater. Current raw hair rap. Tire to reward. Provoke. 5. Spirit Hall. Choose spirit. Jaguar. Centipede. Heal for 1% of your map. Swap spirit. Swap spirit. Swap spirit. Fortify. 0% slash. Left shoulder button. Campaign quest. Raw hair. Later. Later. That skill requires a charge to use. Later. That skill. Later. Minion. Father. That's flesh thresher. Unknown. Later. Skittering abomination. That skill requires a charge to use. Regurgitator. That skill requires a charge to use. Regurgitator. That skill requires a charge to use. You have reached your destined raw hair. To Kurost. Search for Uru in Kurost. Raw hair. Aluya. Enabled. Nahantu Warcat. Shop. Warcat battle dress. Shop. Accumulation assemb. Ashava. Signal horn. Keeper and app. Signal horn. Totem info. Soul drink. The heretic and appos. S banner. Season of the infernal hordes. Bottom. The black spirit of the keep accumulation assembly. Season of the construct. Keeper and app. The nightmare and appos. S omen. Shop. Theme and the nightmare and appos. S fruition. The nightmare. Totem is raw hair. Aluya. Stable master. Bottom action button. Interact. That skill is not ready. That skill. Kuros Bazaar. That skill is not ready. Speak with Hiyari. Waypoint unlocked. Kuros Bazaar. Hiyari and Quad. What?
Eru sent me. He asked me to point you to the council chambers. At the Sikurat's Peak. They've pulled him into a meeting. Looked bad. Whose feathers did he ruffle this time?
Raw hair. Level 32. +1 skill point. To Kuros. Spirit 5 slash ultimate skill ship. World boss. Sustenance. Karma. Prodigy and app. Quest complete. To Kuros. 216,150 XP. 2,240 gold. Quest progress. Noxious resonance. Your critical strikes cause your poisoning on an enemy to burst, dealing 100% of the total poisoning instantly to them and 20% of it to Adaptive stances. The base spirit of a skill cast grants Eagle, 30% movement speed. Gorilla, 30% damage reduction. Jaguar, 30% attack speed. Centipede, 3% light, 37. Adapt. Vital strikes. You deal 45% increased damage to vulnerable enemies. Adaptive stances. The base spirit. Left shoulder but direction. Campaign quest. Madman, crowned.
I'm on my way to your door.
Vanillo. That skill requires Toauna. Kurost reaches. That skill requires a charge to use. Madman, crowned. Raw, council chambers. You have reached your destiny. Raw hair.
Abulan. And that's what I intend to do.
Oh? Eru speaks with the great Akarat? How novel.
I'm being serious, Ormus.
Ormus. The Undying and Quad. I need to find Abulan. If they're in Appos, has any chance he can help?
And who are you, stranger, to ask after Abula?
A friend. My friend. I vouch for him. Without hesitation.
Eru. Abulan will not be easy to find. He has a mural in the Undercity, but it's in the old tongue. You will need an interpreter.
I'll interpret. If Eru believes Abulan needs to be found, so be it.
Thank you, Maka. Let's go before she changes her mind. Meet me outside.
Rahair. Speak with Eru outside the council chambers.
Stranger! What's your
Calm yourself, Iso. Ormus isn't some fledgling to be cupped in your hand. You speak to Ormus, stranger, but not Ormus alone. Sometimes he shared this moment. You also speak to Adaj.
Rahair. Maka and Quad, how do you...
How does anyone know Eru?
Rahair. Ormus. The and Quad, why do you speak? Maka. Bottom action button. Reaches.
Pale? What's wrong?
Hero. Bottom action button. Interact.